All right, you greedy bastards. Let's just cut the crap and dive headfirst into this world of business
Yeah.
magnates. You want to know how to become one of these powerful motherfuckers?
Right.
Right? What about the lowdown for you, straight from Wikipedia, baby?
We're talking about these titans of industry. You
Yeah.
know, the guys that amassed fortunes that would make your head spin.
Yeah, and we're not talking about some, like, two-bit startup founder who got lucky with an app, right?
No.
We're talking about the heavy hitters.
The real deal.
Yeah, the guys. And let's be real, it's mostly guys who control entire industries.
Entire industries.
Got their fingers in every goddamn pie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So think Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Carnegie.
Vanderbilt.
Those old school badasses.
You OGs.
Yeah, and now you got, like in the modern era, you got Bezos. Musk.
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
The tech titans shaping our world.
The world we live in.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, about these specific magnates,
Yeah.
let's just talk about the words themselves for a second.
Right. The terminology.
Yeah, did you know Mughal comes from the Mughal Empire in India?
That's right.
Those emperors were rolling in so much dough, they built the Taj Mahal,
Oh, yeah. Just to show off.
Talk about a power move.
It's an incredible structure.
I know it is.
A testament to their wealth.
And tycoon actually has Japanese origins.
Yeah, it does.
It means great lord, like some badass shogun.
Yeah, like a powerful figure.
Yeah. And it's fascinating how these terms, they're rooted in these ancient power structures, but they've come to define the modern business elite.
It's really interesting how that transition happened.
Yeah, that's like these words were just destined to describe these, larger-than-life figures who wield so much power and influence. You know what I'm saying?
They really do capture that essence.
And let's not forget robber baron.
Oh, yeah.
That term was coined in the late 19th century.
To describe those magnates?
Yep.
Who dominated oil?
Railroads.
Steel.
Yeah.
They were ruthless.
Exploiting workers.
Crushing competition.
Crushing it, building their empires.
Exactly.
They were the original hustlers, man.
They were playing the game hard.
Playing it hard, and they made a killing doing it.
And they shaped the modern world.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
It's a complex legacy.
It is.
Filled with innovation and exploitation.
Absolutely.
And, these magnates, they were products of their time, right?
Of course.
They were operating in a system that rewarded cutthroat tactics.
Unchecked ambition.
Unchecked ambition.
It was a different time.
And speaking of ambition, let's take a look at that Wikipedia list of magnates.
All right.
It's a goddamn who's who of powerful figures from every industry imaginable.
It really is.
Tech, retail, media, energy, you name it, they're there.
It's amazing the breadth of industries they cover.
It's a testament to the diversity of industries where magnates have made their mark.
From railroads to digital empires.
But there's one glaring omission from that list, isn't there?
What's that?
Where the hell are all the women?
That is a noticeable absence.
Yeah, it's a goddamn sausage fest at the top.
Yeah, it does raise questions about representation.
Why is that? Is it because women are less ambitious?
I don't think so.
Less ruthless? Or is there something more insidious at play?
It's a complex issue with historical and societal roots.
It's not just about, women needing to lean in or work harder.
Right.
There's a whole system rigged against them.
Systemic barriers have played a role, for sure.
It's like trying to climb a mountain with a goddamn anchor tied to your leg.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle.
And, there's been progress, but there's still a long way to go.
Absolutely, a lot more work to be done.
It's a fucked up situation, but maybe one of you listening to this will be the one to break that glass ceiling.
Maybe someone listening will be the trailblazer.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the nuts to the old boys club?
It would be a victory, for sure.
All right, so we got like a basic understanding now of what a business magnate is and where these terms came from.
Yeah, we laid the groundwork.
Now let's get into the juicy details.
All right, let's dive deeper.
Of some of these specific motherfuckers.
Let's get specific.
We'll start by going back in time
to
the era of the robber barons.
Back to the Gilded Age.
And the rise of American industry.
The birth of the modern corporation.
We'll explore the tactics they used.
The empires they built.
And the lasting impact they had on the world.
Their legacies.
We'll also examine how their stories continue to resonate today.
How they shape our understanding of business.
Offering both cautionary tales
and inspiring examples.
Oh, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to take a wild ride through the history of business magnates.
This is going to be a fun one.
You might learn something. You'll be entertained. You might even be pissed off.
It's going to be a roller coaster.
But one thing's for sure, you won't be bored.
No way.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, let's dive into these murky waters of the Gilded Age, where these so-called robber barons were running rampant.
Yeah, these guys were like the OG hustlers,
Oh, yeah.
building empires from scratch and leaving a trail of broken competitors in their wake.
Exactly.
Take Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Oh,
Example.
classic example.
This guy started out as a ferry boat operator and ended up controlling a massive railroad empire, connecting the East Coast to the Midwest.
Talk about a glow up.
But how the hell did he do it? Was it just sheer willpower and a pair of brass balls?
Well, Vanderbilt was a shrewd businessman, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He understood the power of consolidation, buying up smaller railroads and merging them into a massive network.
Smart.
And he also wasn't afraid to play dirty, engaging in price wars and using his political connections to get ahead.
Sounds like a real piece of work. But hey, results are results, right? And Vanderbilt's railroads, they transformed the American economy,
For sure.
opening up new markets and fueling industrial growth.
No denying his impact.
But it came at a cost, right?
Oh, yeah.
Workers often face dangerous conditions.
Low wages.
Low wages. And Vanderbilt's ruthlessness.
Mm-hmm.
It earned him plenty of enemies.
He made his fair share of enemies.
It's like that saying, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Or in Vanderbilt's case, maybe a few skulls.
Already a few skulls.
So let's move on to another titan of the Gilded Age.
Okay.
John D. Rockefeller.
Oh, yeah. The oil king.
This guy was the king of oil, building Standard Oil into a monopoly that controlled nearly 90% of the American market.
Can you imagine that kind of market dominance?
Holy shit, talk about a corner on the market.
It's mind-boggling.
How did he manage to pull that off? Did he just have a magic touch when it came to black gold?
Well, Rockefeller was a master of vertical integration.
Yeah.
He controlled everything from the oil wells to the pipelines to the refineries, squeezing out competitors and maximizing profits at every step.
Wow.
And he also pioneered new business practices like trusts and holding companies to further consolidate his power.
So he basically played the game on a whole other level.
He was ahead of his time.
But didn't the government eventually step in and break up his monopoly?
They did. Public outcry over Rockefeller's dominance led to the Sherman Antitrust Act,
Hey.
one of the first major pieces of legislation aimed at curbing the power of monopolies.
Interesting.
It's a testament to how these magnates' actions could have far-reaching consequences, shaping not just industries, but also the legal landscape.
Yeah, it's like these guys were playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers.
They were strategic thinkers.
They were thinking 10 steps ahead, manipulating the system to their advantage.
Absolutely.
Now, not all Gilded Age magnates were focused solely on profits.
Right.
Andrew Carnegie,
The steel magnate.
the steel magnate, believed in using his wealth for the betterment of society.
Yeah, he's famous for his gospel of wealth,
Right.
which argued that the wealthy have a moral obligation to give back.
Hold on. Are you telling me this guy was a robber baron with a heart of gold?
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Carnegie's philosophy was complex. He believed in hard work and individual initiative, but also recognized the inequalities created by industrial capitalism.
Interesting.
He funded libraries, universities, and countless other philanthropic endeavors, ultimately giving away most of his fortune.
So he was like a Robin Hood in reverse, stealing from the poor to give to, well, not exactly the poor, but to institutions that could benefit society.
It's a simplification, but there's some truth to that.
Yeah,
Carnegie's legacy is debated to this day.
I bet.
Some see him as a visionary philanthropist,
Right.
while others criticize his paternalistic approach and the source of his wealth.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a real-life morality play.
Yeah, with all the complexities and contradictions of human nature on full display.
Exactly, and it's a reminder that the stories of these magnates aren't just about dollars and cents.
Right.
They're about ambition power and the impact individuals can have on the world.
For good or for ill.
For good or for ill.
All right, we've spent enough time in the dusty history books.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's fast forward to the 21st century,
The digital age.
where a new breed of magnates is shaking things up.
The tech titans of Silicon Valley.
These guys are the rock stars of the digital age, building empires on code algorithms and the insatiable appetite for online connection.
It's a whole new game.
And let's be real, they're just as ruthless and ambitious as their Gilded Age predecessors.
Oh yeah, they've got that same drive.
Take Bill Gates.
This is a Microsoft co-founder.
This guy dropped out of Harvard to pursue his vision of putting a personal computer on every desk.
And it's safe to say it worked out pretty well for him.
He basically built the operating system that runs the world.
He did.
Talk about a power move.
It's an incredible story.
But wasn't he also accused of some shady business practices back in the day?
Well, Microsoft did face numerous antitrust lawsuits,
Right.
accused of using its dominant market position to stifle competition.
Mhm.
Gates was a fierce competitor, known for his aggressive business tactics and his relentless drive to win.
So he was basically the John D. Rockefeller of the digital age.
There are definitely parallels. Both men built empires through a combination of innovation, strategic acquisitions, and a willingness to push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable business practice.
And just like Rockefeller, Gates eventually turned his attention to philanthropy,
Right.
pouring billions into global health and development initiatives through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
It's an interesting shift.
It's a fascinating trajectory.
From ruthless tech titan to global philanthropist.
Yeah, Gates's story reflects the complexities and contradictions of modern magnates.
Absolute.
All right, let's talk about another tech titan who needs no introduction.
Okay.
Steve Jobs.
The visionary behind Apple.
This guy was a marketing genius, turning gadgets into objects of desire
He was
and building a brand with a cult-like following.
a true innovator.
Jobs was obsessed with design,
User experience.
creating products that were both functional and beautiful.
He revolutionized multiple industries.
He revolutionized the music industry with the iPod, the mobile phone industry with the iPhone, and the personal computing industry with the Mac.
He had a knack for anticipating what people wanted.
He was like the goddamn Leonardo da Vinci of techus, a true artist who saw the potential of technology to transform our lives.
A true visionary.
Now, Jobs was a demanding leader, known for his perfectionism and his sometimes abrasive personality.
He could be difficult to work with.
But he inspired a generation of entrepreneurs and designers,
He did.
proving that technology could be more than just functional. It could be beautiful, intuitive, and even magical.
He changed the way we think about technology.
All right, let's move on to the king of e-commerce.
Okay.
The guy who built an online empire that delivers everything from toilet paper to telescopes with the click of a button.
Jeff Bezos,
The founder of Amazon.
a master of logistics.
Bezos is a master of logistics and customer service, building a company that's obsessed with efficiency, convenience, and delivering on its promises.
Amazon has become a behemoth.
It has disrupting retail, cloud computing, and even the entertainment industry.
It's hard to imagine life without Amazon now.
This guy's basically the modern-day Cornelius Vanderbilt, connecting the world through a vast network of warehouses, delivery trucks, and digital infrastructure.
It's a fascinating comparison.
And like Vanderbilt, Bezos has faced criticism over labor practices and his company's impact on small businesses.
There have been controversies.
It seems like every generation has its magnates, those larger-than-life figures who shape industries, accumulate vast wealth, and leave a lasting imprint on the world.
It's a recurring theme throughout history.
And their stories, while often filled with ambition, ruthlessness, and controversy, offer valuable lessons about innovation, leadership, and the impact of individuals on the course of history.
They offer a glimpse into the forces that shape our world.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground from the robber barons of the Gilded Age to the tech titans of the 21st century.
We've spanned over a century of business history.
But there's one modern magnate we haven't talked about yet.
Oh, yeah. Who's that?
A guy who's as controversial as he is innovative.
Intriguing.
Elon Musk.
Ah, yes. The real-life Tony Stark.
This guy is a force of nature, pushing the boundaries of technology with his electric car company, Tesla, his space exploration company, SpaceX, and his, well, let's just say, unique vision for the future of humanity.
He's definitely a unique figure.
This guy's like a walking, talking science fiction novel, and he's not afraid to piss people off along the way.
He's not afraid of controversy.
Musk is a polarizing figure, no doubt.
Yeah, you either love him or hate him.
He's been praised for his ambition, his engineering prowess, and his commitment to tackling climate change.
He's tackling some big challenges.
But he's also been criticized for his labor practices, his sometimes reckless behavior, and his tendency to make grandiose promises that don't always pan out.
He's definitely a complex character.
He's like a wild card, a disruptor who's not afraid to shake things up and challenge the status quo.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
And that's what makes him so fascinating. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that Elon Musk is a force to be reckoned with, and his actions will continue to shape the world for years to come.
His impact is undeniable.
All right, let's cover one last magnate for this part of the dive.
Okay, who's next?
A guy who's built an empire on connecting people for better or for worse.
Connecting people, huh?
Mark Zuckerberg.
the founder of Facebook.
The founder of Facebook. This guy's a master of social engineering, building a platform that's become an integral part of billions of people's lives.
Facebook has changed the way we interact.
Facebook has connected friends and families, facilitated social movements, and even influenced elections.
It's a powerful tool.
But it's also been accused of spreading misinformation, violating privacy, and creating a breeding ground for hate speech and online bullying.
It's a double-edged sword.
Zuckerberg's creation is a double-edged sword, a powerful tool that can be used for both good and evil.
It's up to us to use it responsibly.
It's like a digital Frankenstein's monster,
Yeah.
something that's grown beyond its creator's control and now has a life of its own.
It's hard to predict the long-term consequences.
The impact of Facebook on society is undeniable, and Zuckerberg's legacy will be debated for generations to come.
It's a story that's still being written.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, from the robber barons of the Gilded Age to the tech titans of the 21st century.
It's been a fascinating journey.
And I'm starting to see some patterns here.
Oh yeah, what kind of patterns?
These magnates, for all their differences, seem to share certain traits:
Like what?
ambition, ruthlessness, a willingness to break the rules, and a knack for spotting opportunities where others see obstacles.
That's a keen observation.
These individuals, whether we admire them or despise them, possess a unique combination of vision, determination, and a relentless drive to succeed.
They have a certain something that sets them apart.
It's like they're playing a different game than the rest of us.
They're operating on another level.
They're not afraid to take risks, to push boundaries, to bend, or even break the rules to achieve their goals.
They're willing to do what it takes.
And while their methods may be questionable at times, their impact on the world is undeniable.
Their actions have shaped the course of history.
So what can we learn from these bastards, besides the fact that money and power can corrupt even the best of intentions?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, so let's wrap this shit up. We've dissected these business magnates, exposed their secrets, and hopefully learned a thing or two along the way. But what the fuck does it all mean for us mere mortals who aren't, trying to build a goddamn empire?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can we glean any wisdom from these titans of industry, even if we're not aspiring to be the next Rockefeller or Bezos?
Yeah, I'm not about to drop out of college and start coding in my garage. So what's the takeaway for, the average Joe who just wants to make a decent living and maybe have a little fun along the way?
I think the first lesson is that success in any field requires a certain level of ambition, drive, and a willingness to take risks. These magnates didn't get to where they are by playing it safe.
Right.
They had a vision, and they were relentless in pursuing it.
So you're saying we need to be more like those sharks in Wall Street, always circling, always looking for the next big score.
Not necessarily. It's not about being cutthroat or ruthless. It's about identifying your goals and being willing to step outside your comfort zone to achieve them. It's about taking calculated risks and not being afraid to fail.
Right. So we need to be ambitious and take risks. What else can we learn from these bastards?
Another key takeaway is the importance of innovation and adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and those who can't keep up get left behind. Look at the magnates who thrived during the Second Industrial Revolution.
Right.
They embraced new technologies like mass production and electrification and transformed entire industries.
So we need to be like those tech bros in Silicon Valley, always chasing the next shiny object, the next disruptive technology.
Again, it's not about blindly following trends. It's about being open to new ideas, being willing to learn and adapt, and constantly seeking ways to improve and evolve.
All right, so ambition, risk-taking, innovation, adaptability, got it. Anything else? Yeah. Because this is starting to sound like one of those motivational posters you see in corporate offices.
One more crucial lesson is the importance of building strong relationships and networks. No magnate achieved success alone.
Okay.
They surrounded themselves with talented individuals, mentors, and allies who helped them navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities along the way.
So you're saying it's not just about what you know, it's about who you know. That sounds like some shady backroom deal-making bullshit.
It's not about nepotism or cronyism. It's about building genuine connections, fostering trust, and recognizing the value of collaboration. It's about seeking out mentors who can guide you and peers who can challenge you to grow.
Right. I'm starting to get, so it's not just about the money, the power, the empire building. It's about the mindset, the skills, the relationships that can help us succeed in any field, even if we're not trying to take over the world.
Exactly. The principles of success are universal. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, a teacher, or a construction worker, The lessons we can learn from business magnates can be applied to any endeavor.
So even if we don't have billions of dollars or a private jet, we can still learn from these bastards.
Absolutely. Their stories can inspire us to think bigger, to take risks, to challenge ourselves, and to never give up on our dreams.
I can dig that. It's like, even if you don't win the lottery, you can still learn how to play the game, and who knows, maybe you'll get lucky and hit the jackpot.
Exactly. But even if you don't, the journey itself can be incredibly rewarding. It's about growth learning and making a contribution to the world, however big or small.
All right, folks, that's it for this deep dive into the world of business magnates.
We've learned a lot.
We've dissected these powerful motherfuckers, uncovered their secrets, and hopefully gleaned some wisdom that we can apply to our own lives.
Even if we're not all aiming to build empires.
So get out there, hustle hard, take some calculated risks, and don't be afraid to break a few rules along the way. And if you happen to become the next big magnate, don't forget about your old pals at the Deep Dive.
We'll be here to dissect your success story.
Until next time, stay greedy, stay ambitious, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the shit that matters.